Election predictions, that uniquely American tradition of gazing into the political abyss and confidently declaring, it's definitely gonna be, well, it's one of these guys. It's a bit like predicting the weather if the weather was controlled by millions of caffeine-fueled voters with access to Twitter. Remember when everyone and their uncle was certain about the last election? Good times. Remember those online quizzes that told you what candidate you were based on your favorite breakfast cereal? Turns out, those were about as accurate as a magic 8-ball after a tequila bender. Point is, predicting the future of American politics is a fool's errand. But hey, since when has that stopped us before? Buckle up, buttercups, because we're diving headfirst into the glorious, unpredictable mess that is the next US election. On one side, we've got the incumbent party, clinging to power like a possum to a garbage can. On the other, the challengers, armed with nothing but hope, ambition, and enough attack ads to make your head spin. It's a tale as old as time, or at least as old as the last election cycle. We've got the political heavyweights, the ones who've been around the block a few times and have the wrinkles and scandals to prove it. Then there are the fresh faces, the ones who promise change and inspire hope, and maybe a little bit of skepticism. Of course, no election would be complete without the wildcard candidates. These are the folks who make you scratch your head and say, wait, they're running for president? They're like the unpredictable cousins at a family reunion. You never know what they're going to say or do, but they sure are entertaining. First up, we've got the incumbent, balancing on a tightrope of approval ratings and economic indicators. It's like watching a political game of Jenga, one wrong move, and the whole thing could come crashing down. They've got the advantage of experience, sure, but also the baggage of past decisions. Remember that time they accidentally called the Prime Minister of insert country name by the wrong name? Or that other time they were caught on camera picking their nose during a press conference? Yeah, those things tend to stick around. But hey, at least they've got a catchy campaign slogan and a team of strategists who know how to spin anything. Will it be enough to secure another term? Only time and the Electoral College will tell. On the other side of the ring, we've got the challenger, a familiar face with a thirst for a rematch. They've been waiting in the wings, honing their message and plotting their comeback. Think of them as the political equivalent of a seasoned boxer ready to step back into the ring and reclaim their title. They've got the name recognition, the policy chops, and maybe even a few new tricks up their sleeve. But will it be enough to convince voters that this time will be different? Will they be able to shake off the ghosts of campaigns past and inspire a new generation of voters? Or will they be stuck rehashing the same old arguments and hoping for a different result? It's a classic underdog story, but we all know how those usually end. Or do we? And then there's the rising star, the political newcomer with all the charisma and none of the baggage. They're young, they're energetic, and they're promising to shake things up. They're like the shiny new phone that everyone's lining up to get their hands on, even if they're not quite sure what it does yet. They've got the social media following, the viral moments, and the ability to connect with younger voters. But are they all style and no substance? Do they have the experience and the policy chops to back up their rhetoric? Or are they just another flash in the pan, destined to fade into obscurity? Only time, and their ability to handle a scandal or two, will tell. But wait, there's more. Because no US election would be complete without a few wildcards thrown into the mix. We're talking about the independent candidates, the third-party hopefuls, and the occasional celebrity who thinks they can solve the world's problems with a catchy slogan and a Twitter account. These are the folks who make you wonder if you accidentally stumbled onto the set of a political satire. They're the long shots, the underdogs, the ones who make you laugh, cry, and question everything you thought you knew about American politics. Will they actually win? Probably not. But hey, stranger things have happened. Remember that time a reality TV star became president? Ah, the economy. That magical beast everyone pretends to understand but secretly Googles at 3 a.m. It's the political equivalent of a moody roommate. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Every candidate claims to have the magic touch, the secret sauce. One side promises tax cuts that will trickle down like champagne. The other vows to tax the rich and redistribute the wealth. Spoiler alert, nobody's getting a free pony. The truth is probably somewhere in the muddy middle. But hey, who needs facts when you have fear-mongering and campaign promises? Social issues can turn a friendly dinner party into a political brawl faster than you can say universal healthcare. We're talking about abortion rights, gun control, LGBTQ+ rights, immigration. Issues that divide the nation like a playground game of Red Rover. One side waves the flag of tradition, promising a simpler time. The other side champions progress and inclusivity. Both sides accuse the other of destroying American society, expect fiery debates and attack ads. Try not to get too caught up in the rhetoric. Remember, we're all just monkeys with Wi-Fi arguing about the banana stand. Now let's talk foreign policy, because what's more fun than meddling in other countries' affairs? This is where things get really interesting, and by interesting we mean terrifying. One candidate will promise a strong military presence ready to flex its muscles. The other will advocate for diplomacy and cooperation. We'll hear a lot about trade deals, military alliances, and that ever-elusive concept of world peace. Finally, we have the other issues, the ones that don't quite fit into the neat categories of economy, social issues, or foreign policy. These are the wild cards, the curveballs, the issues that make you say, wait, that's a thing people are worried about? We're talking about things like climate change, healthcare, and education. These issues might not get as much airtime, but they're just as important. They might not be as flashy, but they're the ones that really matter. Ah, swing states. Campaigns send their best to woo undecided voters with promises of prosperity. It's like a political game show, with the grand prize being the White House. Ohio, the bellwether, predicted many elections. Once again, it will be at the center of the storm. Expect candidates trekking through cornfields, kissing babies, and pretending to enjoy chili on spaghetti. The airwaves will be saturated with attack ads. Analysts will dissect every poll and gaffe, because in swing states, every vote counts. Hold on to your hats, folks, because the youth vote is coming. Those elusive millennials and Gen Zers who are too busy scrolling through TikTok, or so the stereotype goes. But don't be fooled by their apparent apathy, because this generation has the power to shake things up. Will they turn out to vote in record numbers? This election will be won or lost on social media. But wait, there's more. Because this election isn't just about the candidates, the swing states, or even the youth vote. It's about the power of the people, the grassroots movements, the activists, the organizers, the folks who are out there making their voices heard. One protest, one petition, one glitter cannon at a time. They're fighting for climate action, social justice, economic equality, and a whole host of other issues that keep them up at night. They're the ones who are holding the candidates accountable. The ones who are pushing for change from the bottom up. Will they be able to make a difference in this election? Will their voices be drowned out by the noise of the political machine? Or will they be the ones to tip the scales and usher in a new era of political engagement? It's a long shot, sure, but as they say, never underestimate the power of a well-placed glitter cannon. And finally, no prediction about the US election would be complete without mentioning the dreaded October surprise. That last-minute bombshell, that unexpected scandal, that bizarre twist of fate that throws the entire race into chaos. It could be anything. A long-lost love child, a secret offshore bank account, a video of the candidate doing the Macarena in a Speedo. Whatever it is, you can bet it'll be juicy, it'll be scandalous, and it'll dominate the news cycle for the remaining days of the campaign. Will it be enough to sway the election? Who knows? But one thing's for sure. It'll give us all something to talk about besides the rising price of gas and the latest celebrity divorce. So, buckle up, Buttercups, because the October surprise is coming. And it's gonna be a doozy. The moment of truth, folks. The time has come to gaze into our crystal ball. Who will emerge victorious from this political steel cage match? Who will capture the hearts, minds, and Twitter feeds of the American people? But hey, that's the beauty of American democracy, right? So, without further ado, and with the full understanding that we'll probably regret this in the morning, here's our prediction. We have absolutely no idea. Yep, you heard that right. After all the analysis, the speculation, the consumption of questionable polling data, we're throwing our hands up in defeat. Predicting this election is like trying to herd cats while riding a unicycle on a tightrope over a pit of angry badgers. It's just not going to end well for anyone involved. But hey, that doesn't mean we can't enjoy the ride, right? So grab your popcorn, pour yourself a stiff drink and settle in for the political show of a lifetime. It's going to be a bumpy one. And please, whatever you do, don't quote us on this.